I think it's incredible. And not just him, I think we have so much threat up front. So for me, it's a joy to watch. For the crowd, it's a joy to watch. And hopefully he's going to have some amazing years with us.
Did we see a team tonight, do you think, who looks like maybe they've made a step forward from last season? The win's great, obviously, but 5 goals sends a bit of a message.
I think a message to ourselves. I think we have to look at the good things we did well, which are a lot of things, but also you got to get perspective also about the things that didn't go well. So we look back at that, and then next week we have an amazing game at Anfield, and we have to make sure we're ready for that.
I have an award for you, your player of the match. Thank you.
A man of the match performance from Jurrien Timber. As mentioned, 2 goals in a game for the very first time in his career, and what a night to do it in. Righty.
Yeah. Again, like I said at the start, you know, how important it is. If you're trying to win the Premier League, you have to win all your home games. Leeds coming here off of a decent win at home to Everton in their first game, came to frustrate, and I thought that Arsenal had to be patient. Obviously, the chance what Viktor Gyökeres missed early on was a little bit worrying, but then once Arsenal got control, got the set piece going, got the set piece goal, it just looked very run of the mill for Arsenal. It was an easy game for Arsenal in the end.
And I think it was really good that Viktor Gyökeres got on the score sheet. Talk us through his goal, his first goal.
No, yeah, it's very important for him. Here, ball over the top, he's already going into the channel, and he's very single-minded at this point. Comes inside of a strike again and hits it in the short corner where the goalkeeper can't settle. And this is what they have now. Gyökeres going into the space. They didn't have that last year of a striker trying to go into depth of the game. And yeah, whatever you say, well taken goal from the striker. And off he goes now. Feels a little bit better. Does his celebration of the mask, and well done.
Well done indeed.
You know, and again, obviously the set piece, it's a beautiful ball in the area, too many bodies in there. And Arsenal caused problems, Leeds all over the place. Again, we mentioned how many set pieces they conceded last year in the Championship. They conceded the most, and you could see it here. There's hardly anyone even jumping and not really even challenging for it. It's poor defending, but again, Arsenal taking full advantage of the fact that they're so very good with their delivery and the bodies in the box. You know?
Yeah. Look, Arsenal is very strong in them set pieces. You know that it is coming.
Yeah.
You know that it is going to happen, and still they find their way, you know, to get on the end of things. So the delivery is so good.
And we've updated the graphic just for you, just behind.
Okay.
So
yes,
Arsenal are 33
now.
goals from corners since August 2023.
Yeah.
Does it matter?
Absolutely, of course it matters.
It does matter, but it can't take away of the open play goals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to be more on top of your open play goals. You do that, you have such a big chance of becoming champions.
It's the second game of the season. They're still playing in, still finding out how people are going to play, because that first goal, what Gyökeres scored there, when the ball went inside to Calafiori, he didn't even look. So when that happens, they know he's going. You know, midfielders will know he's going, so they won't even be looking. They'll be looking to put it in there. So those are the things that you're hoping in the next few weeks will iron themselves out, get to know the team, and then maybe we start seeing goals instead of set pieces.
No. I like the set pieces.
But
goals.
You're saying it's not the only way, and you need to have more.
They can't be dependent of it.
Did they show today that they're not dependent on it, though?
Yes, they did. But I would have wanted Gyökeres to score the 1-0 on the chance in an open play. Yeah? And yes, when the game is tight, when the game has to be unlocked, that's what happened today. Set piece, important, you score them. But at the moment, the balance of the set pieces, scoring the set pieces, and open play, for me, is not balanced enough for Arsenal.
Max Dowman came on as well. He got a lovely reception from the crowd, rightly so. He's only 15 years old. What a bright future he has, and what an impact he made as well.
Yeah, but he's been doing that in pre-season, and what he's done, It's not a flash. It's not a flash in the pan. We've heard about him for many years at Arsenal. We've known he's coming. You know, and obviously this pre-season he's shown, and he was being electric in the pre-season. So he got his chance, and you know he's a player that, you know, fantastic left foot, great pace, good turn of pace, wants to take people on, you know, and that's what he done in the box there. You know, he got himself there. Matthew Upson didn't see that. You know what I mean? I was screaming at the TV because Matthew Upson was talking about he feels like he dragged his leg.
Yeah.
He caught his toe right at the start.
Yeah, sorry, I have to defend the boy. He didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Well taken penalty,
Beautiful.
by the way,
Yeah.
by Gyökeres. Well taken. But to get the penalty, the young boy did everything right. He didn't ask for that tackle.
Wow.
And he wasn't waiting for it. It was just bad defending from Leeds.
Okay.
You know, so...
Well, there you can see a graphic there, which is really impressive. He is the second youngest Premier League player ever. And the youngest is Ethan Nwaneri. I mean, that is something special, especially for the future of Arsenal as a club.
Well, of course, because you look at both of those guys, they're playing in the first team now. Obviously, they've both come off the bench. But if anything is to go by, their potential is anything to go by, then the future's looking good, because they are two exceptional players, both making debuts at 15, in and around 15. So the promise and the potential, the ceiling for these guys, we don't know where it is, but the fact that they're playing in an Arsenal side that are going to try to win everything they can, whether it's the Champions League, the Premier League, the FA Cup, and they're amongst it at 15, it's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Very special indeed. OK, so 2 games down, 2 wins for Arsenal. It's not...
So it's a tough night. The Premier League probably doesn't offer too many tougher tests than that. What did you make of how your team coped with it?
Yes, it was always a difficult game for us, travelling here without my most important player, was our captain, he's number 2. And then, of course, you wish you have Arsenal perhaps after whatever Champions League game, and not on their first home game on the back of, for them, very important win away at Man United. All the new signings are already presented even before the game. The whole stadium is buzzing and they are on it. Like today, you could feel it in the first 10-15 minutes. They were too good for us. We had to suffer a lot. I think then we came better into the game, had probably the best chance of the game with Pascal Struijk's had a great save from their goalkeeper. And yes, of course, and also annoying that we concede out of a set piece, and also in added time after a promising win of the ball when we underestimated their counter-pressing a little bit, and they scored out of a also difficult angle. Yeah, the 2-0 was, of course, and difficult in the second half. Yes, second half, again, 5 shots on goal, five shots on target, 5 goals is difficult when they are so effective like today. Yeah, a bit annoying that again we concede a set piece, and also again in added time after a loss, unnecessary loss of the ball deep in their half, another penalty situation. Haven't watched it back. I'm not sure if it was a penalty or not. Looked a bit soft, if I'm really honest, just from the outside. But long story short, they were the better side today. They deserve to win this game, and this is not a season-defining game for us.
Well, I guess tonight was a reminder of just how tough the Premier League can be.
Yeah, and look, it was always going to be a difficult match for Leeds, away at Arsenal. This is not the kind of match where you would think that they would, you know, pick up points, but then still there is a way of losing. And I think you know that they are strong at set pieces. Do not give them away. Do really not concede from set pieces. You have brought people in to get better at defending those set pieces. You still get set pieces again. So today, look, he's saying it's not a defining moment. Yes, it's true, but you need to be more competitive in these matches, you know, to learn and to get better, because you will, to stay in the Premier League, you will have to, you know, win away from home a couple of times in the season.
And I guess the one plan for Leeds, from their perspective, is do not follow in the footsteps of the last 6 teams to have been promoted, and then you'll be fine, right? As you said, they're not going to earmark this one as a win. No.
That is true, but you want to be competitive. Yeah. And I think they were only competitive until the set piece went in, you know, and then it went like... all the plans went a different way, and that was a little bit of pity about it.
It was also very disappointing from an Arsenal perspective to see a couple of injuries, including to Saka. We know he had that hamstring injury in December 2024. He was out for 3 months, and today it was the other hamstring.
Well, this is that was a relief to know, because obviously having an operation on a hamstring injury says that it's very, very serious. So it would have been quite disappointing and sad to hear that it would have been the same one. So, you know, I'm sure that at this stage of the season, the second game in, obviously he's felt something, and you know, he's done the right thing. Instantly just go down, make sure that you can catch it early, and then hope it's not too serious. But hamstring, depending on what they are, you know, we're talking 4, maybe 6 weeks. So
they can't afford him out as long as last year.
No, but the thing is, you say that now, Jim, but like this is why the signings, you know. Madueke can play this side, you know.
Yeah, he can play this side, but the level of Saka, you know, to lose that much,
absolutely,
for this long, for me, I think it's going to be too much.
Of course, that's going to affect anybody, but this is why you bring in a Madueke so as he can come and get to the. I'm not saying to play like Saka, but fill that gap. He plays on that side. That's where he likes to play. Fill that gap until Saka comes back, because he's got a chance now. And
the only disappointing thing is, hopefully he'll recover very soon. Hopefully Ødegaard will as well. But it's Liverpool up next. That's a massive game, Righty.
Yeah, but you know, and it's good that it's as early as it is. We'll be able to feel each other out and see what it's going to be like, because they look very good. You know, I don't think we've played as well as we can, and we've still got 6 points up to this point. So there's still a lot more to come from us. So, you know, it's a game to look forward to. Liverpool at Anfield, absolutely.
Yeah, 2 teams going for that Premier League title early on. It is a very exciting game indeed. And we may well see Eze in an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with how the injuries have panned out, if Ødegaard's not fit.
Yeah, for sure. I think for Arteta, it's not about that Eze is playing. It's about what is the best position for him and how can I get the best out of him for my team, you know, now. Saka is not. I don't think that he's going to be there. Hopefully, Ødegaard, yes, but it's now slotting him in and letting him spread his wings and go for it.
You can't help but smile when you just look at that footage, can you, Righty?
Listen, it's just like, you know, he's meant to be there. You know, unfortunately for Martin Ødegaard, he gets an injury at this time, but you know that would have been a massive problem for us last season, like it was when we lost him. But now, you know, and I'm not saying that we don't want Martin Ødegaard around him, but we've got a player that could come in and fill that space, and that is what we need to be doing as a team that's trying to win the Premier League.
And he's fit.
And he's fit. Yeah, and he's always fit. And the fact is, we need players like that to come in and get to the level and keep the levels where they are, so you can continue to challenge. And this is what Alberto has done. This is what he's done. He's put depth into the squad and quality into the squad.
And you're impressed with how quickly Arsenal acted to bring him in, because Kai Havertz was injured last weekend. Before you know it, as it looked as though he could have gone to Spurs, they weren't quick enough. He's now in an Arsenal shirt. And now Ødegaard's injured, and we don't know how long that might be for. It's like the timing is just perfect for Arsenal to have brought him in.
I'm actually surprised that it has taken that long. I would have wanted to see him there earlier on in the season, because he's the kind of player. Forget about Havertz getting injured. He's the kind of player that they really needed. They've been flirting for a while, you know. And then the flirtation stopped, and then when it happened with Havertz, then the deal got done. For me, they should have already had done this deal and already slotted him in. For me.
Does it feel good, Righty, to know that this season nobody can ask you if Arsenal need to sign a striker? Because they could. Because I think I must have asked you that about 75 million times last year.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased about that. Obviously, you know, Viktor Gyökeres scores the goals, and people talk about him scoring against so-called lower teams, which is not a problem for me, because Arsenal...
You have to score them.
Yeah, you have to score them, but at the same time, you know, Arsenal haven't lost to a top 6 team in 2 years. So if he only can score against teams in the middle and down the bottom, that's enough for Arsenal. So I'm just pleased to see him scoring. As any striker will tell you, once they're scoring, you feel totally different. So you're hoping now, you know what I mean, he will just continue to just, like, take his chances like he did today.
Now, it is too early to show you all the Premier League table, but I can confirm Arsenal are top of the table, ahead Spurs on goal difference, just to rub it in a bit more. Anyway, on that note, it's time to say goodbye. And we haven't even had a chance to speak about you on Strictly. I thought you were going to souse your way in. But
I thought I was going to do the same, but we don't have the time.